about Jalen Jones, but where do you go from there? How do you feel about your depth? Who steps in for him? What's your rotation look like? All those questions.
Well, I want to be clear, man. That's a tremendous loss for us in more ways than one. I mean, he was a tremendous asset, just in terms of his leadership. I mean, really strong football intelligence. He's very, very confident, and as a coordinator, he gives you confidence to go in man-to-man coverage because he would constantly say, "Hey, coach, I'm ready, man. Let's go lock him down." And then his skill set. I mean, I tell him all the time, I say, "Man, you're a pro. You possess a skill set that you can certainly play at a high level." So we'll miss him not only on the field, but in the locker room. And the last thing, he provided a lot of versatility. As you know, he could go inside and play safety. Did a great job at corner, and then also in the kicking game. How do you replace him? Ken Webster came in the game off of an injury, and he played well. He played exceptionally well. We got Javion Hamilton at the corner, and now the freshman is really going to step up. Keydron, he's going to really step up. And Miles, who's probably our most flexible guy right now, Miles Horsford. Those guys have to step up on the edge, and we got to just pick up where he left off at, and it's painful, but I know he expects us to go on. Jalen Judas has been man, he played well. What an ultimate surprise. You talking about watching a kid mature? I mean, it's amazing how much more he's matured from last year, and just his level of focus and his commitment, and of course you see his play speed, and it's just a blessing to see young men do that. And we're proud of him for doing that, and we're fortunate to have him on this football team.
Coach, I think at halftime we counted you'd already substituted 20 or 22 guys on defense. So talk about that, but also talk about Montrell Custis and what kind of game he had.
Well, if you look at the current trend right now in college football, you're going to play 100 or maybe north of 100 snaps. And the one thing that we're constantly talking about on defense is let's make sure that we go into the fourth quarter fresh. And let's make sure we play the guys that's on the roster and not be afraid to put a young guy in because of the mistake that he may make. Because when you get to the red zone, you get the 2 minute, you get the fourth quarter, that's the point of the game. You really want your first line guys in, and you want them fresh. And so with the trend of college football now, the tempo offenses going into a game and coming out playing north of 100 snaps, I think it's important for us to play multiple guys. I think it's important that you go into a game and you have 2-star units. And so you'll see a lot of that, and I encourage the coaches to, don't be afraid to play those guys. Let's play them. We'll coach them up during the week. We'll train them during the week. But on game day, let them play. And Montrell Custis, I mean, I look at him, man, in the same light as Jalen Julius. Matured a lot. It's a difference. It's a big difference that a year makes in a young man. And I also think when a young man knows that you value him and you put a lot on him and you build confidence, I think they'll go out and play a lot better. And man, it was great to see him play well, because the biggest question coming out of spring is who's going to be the star. So he did a phenomenal job, particularly in the fourth quarter. I mean, that goal line stop on fourth down. I mean, a year ago, would he have made that play? But we don't know. But it was good to see him play that well. And one of the reasons why he was able to play well in the fourth quarter is Vernon Dasher. Dasher came in during the game and gave us a lot of quality snaps. Again, he has the skill set and the talent and the size to be a starter. And we're fortunate to have 2 guys in that position that can play well, play at a high level.
Wesley, you guys didn't get hit with any targeting stuff, but around the country there were a ton of targeting calls. You obviously lost a DB. There's, I'm sure we talked about depth already. Is that even a bigger point of emphasis this week and going forward after you kind of see just how much officials are emphasizing that around the country?
Well, we emphasize it, in training camp, and Coach Luke did a tremendous job of videoing the situations that we'll face, the rule changes, the emphasis our officials going to be searching for this year. So we went to training camp, we paid attention to it, and had a lot of time on task then. But when it happened in the game, when we saw Texas Tech lose a player because of it, immediately our sideline began to talk about it, And, you know, we talk about the target and strike zone. Make sure we not only are hitting the receivers in the right strike zone, but also the quarterbacks. Because it's part of the environment, it's part of the culture now. They're searching for it. And if it's close, not only are you going to penalize, but you can lose a kid in the ball game. So we're definitely going to coach it up every day. It's going to be on the agenda to talk about daily, and we're going to make sure that these guys understand that it's a certain strike zone, a target area that you have to make your tackles in now. And sometimes it get difficult because the offensive guy, he'll bend down, but we can't allow them to make that as an excuse. We have to do it the right way.